Have you got a problem? Then let's find a solution. Critical thinking.
The intellectually disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and/or evaluating information gathered from or generated by observation, experience, reflection, reasoning, or communication as a guide to belief and action.
Creative thinking. Man, it's like a way of looking at situations or problems with a totally new perspective. And man, it can come up with some unorthodox solutions. Basically, critical and creative thinking are ways of looking at a problem and trying to come up with many solutions rather than just one. During my time at Metro Screen, there were times where I had to think laterally to find a solution to a problem. In this fancy little video presentation that you're now watching, I'm going to give you two accounts where I used creative thinking and my work moved forward as a result. So strap yourselves in, because it's going to get exciting! As part of the sound design and editing course, we were given the task of creating a soundscape for that sci-fi classic masterpiece, Metropolis. You know that scene where the guy's walking around underground where all the underground machines are, and then it all starts blowing up and he screams, "Malik!" I mean, you don't hear him scream because it's a silent movie, but the title card says he screams Malik, so that must have been what happened. But anyway, I had to design a soundscape for that scene. So I was thinking I wanted a big mechanical industrial kind of sound, like metal on metal. Not the Anvil album, but a big metallic thud. Kind of like those big walkers, mechanical walkers in The Empire Strikes Back. You know, those ones that kind of went... It was a really cool sound. Come to think of it, I should have flogged that sound from Star Wars. Anyway, so I started that soul-destroying task of searching through sound effect libraries. No. Oh, come on! Falling down the rabbit hole that is sound effect libraries. Of course, the perfect sound was never going to be found there. So how do you get the perfect sound? Record it yourself! So with microphone in hand, I set off to capture that perfect metallic thud. Ooh, a bit of reverb and a bit of tweaking, I think we might have the perfect sound. So I reverbed and I tweaked, but still the sound wasn't quite right. I was like an 8-bit video game stuck in a sound effects rut. I needed to think creatively to move forward. One way to do that was to look at my work from a different angle. And what's the best way to look at your work from a different angle? Get somebody else to do the looking. I've got it down to 3 possible sounds, but I'm just not sure which one fits the best. There's this one. It's fine, but just not there yet, I don't think. So I pulled up the low shelf EQ, added some pitch shift, and tweaked the reverb. But I'm not sure if it's an improvement. Then there's this one. It's a departure from the other two, and it's way out there, but you got to try these things, right? They're all good in their own unique ways. I'm just not sure which one fits the best.
They all sound the same.
As any creative will tell you, a project only ever gets finished if there's a deadline involved. There will always be more work you can do to make your project better. So when a deadline is looming and your project is nowhere near the high standard you've set for yourself, try a shift in perspective. Get somebody else to have a look. It could prove to be the breakthrough that you need. What I've learned as a creative and a perfectionist is that nobody's going to judge my work half as critically as I judge it myself. In future, if I hit a block and can't get something right, I'll try looking at the problem through the eyes of somebody else. I may be spending hours on a problem only I can see. Anyway, let's move on to creative thinking in practice, scenario 2. I love that title transition. This awesome video production that you're now watching is part of my self-paced work component for my Certificate 4 in Screen and Media. Another part of that component was having to do my own obituary. You know, one of those exercises where you set your life goals, you reflect back on what you would have done in 20 years from now. Anyway, you get the idea. But if you haven't watched it yet, oh, you're in for a treat. As you know, a great obituary video needs a great voiceover track. And to get a great voiceover track, you need to use a great microphone. Well, I'm lucky enough to own a great microphone. I use it for all my awesome musical adventures.
We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city.
But unfortunately, for my obituary video, the battery in the microphone was dead. Oh, the irony. Damn you, lack of phantom power! Time was ticking. I'm a busy man and I needed to get that voiceover recorded pronto. So what's the solution? Buy a battery? Sure, but it's late and the shops are closed. Give up? Maybe, but you've put a lot of hard work into this and by golly, you're a fighter! Or I could think creatively for a solution.
How can you have a silent obituary? I'm gonna fail the course. All that work for nothing. Hey, my phone's a recording device. Hello?
I've been hit by a car and you need to come to the hospital.
That's great, honey, but I can't talk right now. I've got an assignment to finish.
Because I'd always used my fancy mic in the past to record voiceovers, I thought that was the only way to do it. When that option was taken away, I had to think creatively for a solution. Recording the voiceover on my phone was that solution, and it's in fact a solution that I've continued to use in other endeavours. Like this one, for example. I'm actually recording this on my phone here. I have my phone in my pocket there, and I've cut the headphone thing off there, so it's actually stuck in there. Hello. It's actually a good little trick. Creative thinking. Give it a whirl. More often than not, there's more than one solution to any problem. Critical and creative thinking enables you to explore what those many solutions may be. As the old saying says, there's more than one way to skin a cat. That's just a saying, right? Don't actually skin a cat. I mean, it's illegal and it's just not very nice. Even if you're a dog lover, don't skin a cat.